All right, everybody, I am back with a brand new DC update. And it's rare for me to do one of these on a Sunday, but I do think that I am going to choose a time on Sundays where I could do a live stream and meet with you guys every week where we can discuss just about anything. I'm still deciding about what time I want to do that, but I should have a decision on that shortly. That means we could talk DC, movies, and whatever else you guys want to talk about. Just a general chat session where you guys come in live and ask me any questions you would like. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about in this video, I have a serious question to ask all of the haters of this channel, and this is an honest question. All of you guys who are self-proclaimed true DC fans, where were you this weekend? Because Blue Beetle bombed at the box office. Now, you are going to see outlets and news outlets out there claiming that it soared to #1 over the weekend. They had no competition. And it made actually $6 million less than they were anticipating. They were expecting a $30 million opening weekend, but it only made $24 million over the weekend. It is a true box office bomb. It did 3 times worse than The Flash did. And the first weekend is always the biggest weekend. It is not going to have legs. Now, I do have a free ticket. I will be going to see it this week, and I will be reviewing it honestly with no preconceived notions. I told you guys when I go in to do movies, I do give you a true, honest opinion of what I thought about that film. And if I love it, I will absolutely tell you guys I love it. I am not going to go in automatically hating the film, but I hope to see it either tomorrow or Tuesday. One of these days this week, I do plan on going and taking a few hours to go see it. And I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm not going to lie. I am looking forward to going to see it. Now, it's got like a 94% by the audience as far as liking it. But my wife has absolutely no desire to see this. But my question to all of you haters out there, and this is a true question. You guys all claim to be the true DC fans, and that I'm not a true DC fan, contrary to everything that I show and everything that I buy and everything that I do. Where were you guys? Because James Gunn proclaimed this as his first DCU character. Why are you guys not out there supporting him? Okay? You guys are all talk. That's all you are. You're all talk. That's all it is. You guys don't exist. You're a small portion of the movie-going experience. And it is a fact that James Gunn's reboot has destroyed these movies. It has destroyed the public interest in these films. You cannot deny that anymore. The director tried to, totally distance himself from Gunn this past week, but it didn't work because it only made $24 million over the weekend against a 5-week-old movie, Barbie, which has now surpassed The Dark Knight as the #1 grossing film here in the United States, domestic film for Warner Brothers. We'll see where it ends up at the end of the day, but yeah, some crazy stuff. But I do have some photos to show you guys today, and we're going to look at some interesting things. Now, this comes from Sil Abdul, and again, you can only shake your head at this stuff. Like, this is getting to be like an old broken record. But Sil Abdul had posted that Ben Affleck had a voice-only cameo for Blue Beetle movie that was cut by Gunn. Was purely comedic, but it placed Blue Beetle film in Batfleck continuity. James Gunn came out and said, "I've never heard of a Ben Affleck voice cameo in Beetle, nor has Peter, much less cut one. I never heard of one because one never existed. Just ask the producers." So he has access to the producers right there when this happened to be posted on August 18th at 4:35 p.m. That's kind of weird that he just asked the producers. I don't know the timeline of when he saw this comment and then went back and posted, but either they were there and he asked them or he's just blowing smoke, and I would tend to think that he is blowing smoke. I'm seeing a pattern with James Gunn. Now, I'm not going to – I honestly do believe – with all the evidence that we've seen, that he is a habitual liar. I don't know that for certain, but he certainly has made some contradictory comments. I talked about that in my previous video, and you can't get around it. I can't believe how many stories I saw this weekend, and I should have done a screen grab of all of them and just gone through them really quickly, where everybody's starting to pick up on this, that people are starting to get, these outlets are starting to get a little irritated with his comments and what he's actually doing, and it's getting hard to believe anything that he says. So I don't know where Sil Abdul got this information. I don't know if it came from Mikey Sutton, but Mikey Sutton also hasn't been the best for reliable information in the past. But I would like to know where this information came from, because he's the only one that I've heard talk about this. All right, so here are the preview numbers for Thursday night. It says Blue Beetle's week previews, parallels to James Gunn's failing year at DC. Under the guidance of James Gunn, the latest DC film Blue Beetle achieved the lowest Thursday night preview numbers among all DC movies in 2023. This year has proven to be a rather lackluster one for DC in terms of commercial success, with both Shazam! Fury of the Gods and The Flash failing to make strong impact at the box office. Blue Beetle garnered $3.3 million during its Thursday night previews, falling short of the figures for both Shazam and The Flash. Projections suggest that its opening weekend earnings will likely fall within the range of $25 to $32 million, and we know it even went lower than that, akin to the opening weekend of Shazam 2. Given the Blue Beetle and Shazam 2 shared similar production budgets, the previews they received could be indicative of a comparable box office performance. Yes, and it is weak. $3 million is very weak for a Thursday showing, especially for all of the true James Gunn and true DC fans that are running out to see his first DCU character. Now, this kind of made me laugh today. It said, Blue Beetle didn't even survive a single weekend. Where are the we who moved to better? Exactly. Someone, home of DCU, said, I'm really excited for Aquaman 2, and no one should be judging it yet when we haven't even seen any footage. I find this hilarious. I don't need to see any footage of this film. This one I am, unless something major changes, like something major. I know that this movie is not James Wan's movie. Unless James Wan comes out and makes some sort of a statement that he's happy with how this film turned out, I will not be going to see this film because it is not James Wan's movie. The studio butchered it like they did Batman vs. Superman, like they did Zack Snyder's Justice League, and like they did David Ayer's Suicide Squad. The studio just cannot help themselves. And so I got to be honest with you, the first Aquaman movie is one of my favorite DCEU films. And I was really looking forward to a sequel directed by the same director. But man alive, it's true. This is why I opened up my video with this today. Think about it. Where are all the people that said they're into this? So the home of the DCU, that these people are not showing up for the films. They're not. They're not as big of a group as they claim to be. All right, so here's what Blue Beetle needs to make its money back. It says Blue Beetle has a smaller budget of $120 million compared to recent DC films like Black Adam and The Flash, making it more cost-efficient. To be considered a success, Blue Beetle needs to earn at least, at a minimum, $240 million worldwide, taking into account production costs, marketing, and distribution expenses. So that's what the movie has to make. Now, I do believe that the budget was higher than $120 million, but I don't know exactly what the budget was on it. We're going to take this as, what it needs to make, and it's here in the U.S. it made 10% of what it needs to make. So that worldwide box office better be big. So not a good look for Blue Beetle right out of the gate. Not a good look for James Gunn. I don't see this getting any better. We've been talking about this ever since Black Adam. Black Adam had, $400 million. It was like a gold mine compared to what these other films have made, because Shazam 2 did terrible. So did Flash, and now Blue Beetle. And I don't think Aquaman, I can all but guarantee you that Aquaman's dead on arrival as well. It's just not going to do well. Either the studio is so ignorant that they don't understand what they've done, or they're doing this on purpose, which is just strange. And for everybody to stand up and say that James Gunn is the best thing that's happened to DC, I just don't understand that line of thinking. I just don't get it. All right, I do have some more videos. I'm probably going to be video heavy at the beginning of this coming week. I still want to talk about physical media and what's going on with physical media, and some good news on a streaming movie that is actually getting a physical release. this very soon. I'm going to talk about that. I still have to talk about my movie and TV show update, which will be coming. I may record that today. And I also have to talk about the box office. And yeah, there's lots of stuff coming. I still want to do my Steam Deck update. I got to do a review on my TV that I bought about 3 weeks ago. I've had it for a couple of weeks, and yeah, I got to do a review on that too. So there's lots of videos that are going to be popping up here this week in addition to all of my DC updates. So if you stick to my channel, you're going to be getting lots of content coming up. So if you haven't already, please hit that like button on the video. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell. All of those things help the algorithm, help get my channel spread out amongst more viewers, and I appreciate all of the support for people who have been here. It's been a great ride. I'm on the roll, the road to 10,000. I'm only 800 subs away. I do hope that happens either later, probably either in September or October. I should reach that 10,000 mark. And that will have been almost around my 3-year anniversary of starting this channel. I do appreciate it. We will see you guys on the next video.